I'm a millennial, and I just hate that I was perpetuating these stereotypes. And I'm embarrassed what I'm about to tell you, but I was. But I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I just want to help people. Like, I'm embarrassed. But remember, we're just like, we want to save the world. What does it mean? We don't know, but we're going to do it. That was me. And so the only thing I could think of that might help is like, well, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how I want to help, but I know it'd probably help if I had money. And so I was like, I'll start there. So I literally went to my college advisory center and said, hey, I need to switch my major to business. And they said, absolutely not. You have a semester left. Like, get out of here, And that ended up being the most divine blessing ever, because I was like, well, I guess if I'm going to learn, I got to, I don't know, figure it out. So I just started reading. I didn't even know what to read. I started reading like self-help books, which kind of led me to finance, personal finance books, investment books. And, somewhere along the line, they all know how to find us. So all of a sudden I'm reading like entrepreneur books. I'm getting onto people's email lists. I'm buying courses. I'm in college with money that I don't have, And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And all of a sudden I was like, you can actually make money online. It's not a scam. Like, I didn't know that, So I was so intrigued. And then I really discovered this concept of not just like making money on the internet, but it was this concept of funnels. Like, oh, there's like a systemated, automated way to structure a business that you can win. And I always had wanted to be a mother, but I didn't know quite how that could work. I wanted to be a mother, and I also had this thing that I couldn't turn off in my soul that was like, take over the world, And I didn't know how the two could exist, and like logistically, like, where do the hours go? How do you be there when your kids show back up from school, so you can hear about how their day was, and also, solve all the world's problems, And so when I discovered internet marketing, I was like, dang, maybe if I'm just not an idiot about how I build this thing, like, maybe I've got a shot. And so that just took me from like, oh, this is really cool, to like next level obsessed. People are like, Kathryn, why didn't you get married till you were 30? I'll tell you why. I was watching webinars for like 7 years straight. That's like all I was doing, I just was like, this is the most amazing thing in the world. And so anyway, I discovered that. I discovered funnels from Russell Brunson. My like OCD brain loved the structure of it. I loved that there was patterns and simplicity, and that this whole online game of how to make money, it finally made sense to me. And so I really dove into the world of funnels. I went through their certification program at the time, and I was working. I graduated at the time, and I was working a full-time job, but I was doing funnels on the side, and I was making more money on the weekends, just like building funnels, than I was at my other job, and I loved it. And I don't know if you guys have been there where you're like, my full-time job, I am doing what I can to get a proficient grade, and then the second that proficient grade is there, I'm like, give me to my other thing. My soul's on fire. And I have a little perfectionist soul. So as I was making these funnels, some of them would do great, some of them wouldn't do as well. And I knew that some of it had to do with design. I just knew it, like, just in my gut. And I was like, I've got to figure out how to design better. Then I found this study. There's a study from Google and Stanford that said that people determine the credibility of your website in 0.05 seconds, and over 90% of what they're judging is your design. So I was like, wow. Oh, it actually is affecting conversions. So I was like, I've got to get better at this for my own personal pride and for the sake of the money of my clients. But I was too stubborn to like go get a graphic design degree to learn coding, Photoshop. I was just like too impatient. And so my stubbornness and impatientness helped me to figure out a way how to get crazy good at design and designing funnels specifically for conversions. So I started doing that for my clients, and it worked really well. And then word got out. People started asking how I was doing it. They asked me to start teaching them. And then it wasn't even on my radar. I had somebody that I taught said, Kathryn, you should put this into a course. Like, people want to learn this. And I said, no kidding. Dang, what a great idea. You know what I mean? I was just like so stuck. Like, I have my full-time job. I have my agency. Like, things are going great. And then she kind of opened my eyes to be like, you could really help people, especially because once you know design, once you know funnels, and if you know how to sell them, you know what I mean? Like, you really can make money by the weekend. And my stubborn way kind of made the results really, really quick. So I did that and started my own funnel with that product. And that was the product that led to that first 7 figures. So it was kind of a crazy, I honestly, I just think it's a gift from God that somehow I became obsessed with something that makes me money. It's like, I love playing guitar. You know what I mean? Like, I love sketching, but dang, what an awesome benefit that another thing I'm hyper obsessed with is marketing. Something that actually puts money in the bank. So I just feel like that was like such a divine gift to find something that I could marry with like all these like yearnings of my soul to be a mother and could actually make it work. So it was just a lot of divine intervention that I feel really grateful for.
If you're interested in learning more about the tidbits and advice that they have, then you should consider subscribing to the 2 Comma Club newsletter, where you'll get daily updates and advice on the podcast and the things that we are learning from the individuals who have made at least $1 million. Just go to 2ccnewsletter.com or click the link in the description down below and subscribe.